Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit, we got half the footage already. Hey guys, welcome Team Shadow vs. Not Team Rogue Riders here. We're definitely gonna go and do a deck. What the hell are you doing? What the fuck?
I was just trying.
God, can you do the whole thing? What the
Keep
fuck?
going.
No!
Keep going.
Somebody wants.
Oh man, look, this is not gonna go on YouTube. This
It's going on YouTube. Hurry up.
Unedited.
Anyway,
We're 30 seconds in.
we're gonna. Wow. Okay, fine. So, guys, if you want to skip to about a minute, that's where the video starts. So, we're gonna do a deck profile. We played at today's Las Vegas Regionals. It was just whatever. I was just playing a very fun deck. I guys just want to show it off, and we're doing Satellar Stun. Satellar Stun was not very innovative back in the day, but it's good now because it just focuses on one monster at a time, and you can play all the different engines in the deck. So we're definitely going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you how to run it. First off here, you got the whole 3 with 3 Deneb. That's a good searcher. Anytime it's summoned, flip, normal, special. If it gets Effect Veiler, you still have other things in the deck. It's okay. This is the main card to go to, at least in the set. The next one here is 3 Altair. Now this one is bringing back any of the Satellar Knights in the graveyard to be able to summon, and again their effects will go off. This is just like main responder if you don't have like Hold a Haunted or Back to the Front. This is another good extender for the deck. 3 Unique High is in this deck. Now 3 Foolish Burials is part of the reason why you would want to get graveyard advantage for Altair. Just 1 card loops all over again. This is what you want to focus on to throw it away, and it's a good card. The next one here, 3 Vega. 3 Vega is the one you summon out of your hand to extend the play just a little bit, but it is still good. That way you can get monster advantage to go into just 1 monster later on, and I'll show you the extra deck about it. But this summons anything out of your hand. And the last 2 are all sham. This is where you don't really do a whole lot in the deck, but if you want to do burn, that's it. It's the only way that you're going to go ahead and deplete your opponent's life points is to burn the opponent using 2 Alshams when they're summoned. And that's it for the monsters. There's nothing else in there. You don't really need a whole lot to do anything with. Just keep a focus on that. The spell cards that we run is, of course, 3 Card of Demise, because you're going to be running a very heavy back row. Doesn't matter what you have. If you have 1 monster, great. If you have 4 back row, wonderful. Just continue to draw out the deck. This is what you want to go ahead and focus on when you're playing Card of Demise. The next one here, the best part of this, 3 Mystic Mine. Mystic Mine, of course, you already know, it stops if your opponent controls more monsters than you do. He can't attack or even activate an effect, so you just stall him out. Today I played a Grin Maju. He decked out because he had no way to get rid of Mystic Mine. So this is kind of what the boards would generate if you continue to focus with this type of situation. The next one here, 3 Call by the Grave, because Call by the Grave. You don't want to see anything Orcust or anything like that. You want to make sure you stop all the opponents. So when you're playing Call by the Grave, just focus on their main monster to where they don't capitalize. And if you already have Mystic Mind, it just slows them down even further. They can't do anything else. And that's it for the spells. Only 9. That's all you would really need unless you want to take out those for any side cards like Twin Twister if they have back row. Next one here, Traps. This is going to be the main focus of the deck. Right now we got 3 Solemn Judgment. This card is really, really good all the way through. It just says no normal, no special, no effect. Just it stops everything. So having it at 3 is a wonderful privilege to have in this format. 3 of the Stellar Nova Alpha. This card is just like Solemn Judgment. You get a +1 out of drawing, and you negate basically anything, spell, trap, or effect that responds by getting rid of a teller. Now, the only condition is the teller. You have to have it on board, whether it be face down or face up. Next one here, 3 Torrential Tribute. In regards, this is a good way to just wipe board. If your Mystic Mind goes away and they're ready to extend, you stop them halfway with Torrential Tribute. It's the best possible solution to go ahead and make sure that you're clearing the board at all times. Next one here, 3 Back to the Front. So Back to the Front is your Call to Haunted without having the stipulation of it still being on the board. This is the kind of the oasis of Dragon Souls, if you remember that. So this is a very nice card to have. It's a 1 play off. You put it in defense and still respond to any of the Teller Knight effects as long as you have them either in the graveyard to respond. The next one here, 3 Call to Haunted, because you just want to run Call to Haunted. It's an easy way to recycle it. with the extra deck monsters, so that way you can play Call of the Haunted again. Remember, the cycle main focus is the one monster that's on board at all times. So that's why I run 3 Call of the Haunted. 2 Drowning Mirror Force. I did come across a Trickstar player today, and he went ahead and attacked with Lilybell directly. Well, this card automatically goes off, shuffling everything he had back into the deck, which is amazing, at least in that sits. So it's just a 1 card off. If you don't have any monsters, still a good card to have. And then, of course, the final card, 1 Metaverse, because that's all we have right now. If I had enough time to make the changes, it'd be 3 Demise of the Land in there. So that's what I wanted to go ahead and do as well. Now, we go into the extra deck over here. It's 15 cards. Still, you don't really need it, but it's fun either way. We start with 3 Traverse, because it resets the board. Anything that's already on the field gets returned to the hand. So Call the Haunteds that are already activated, Mystic Mind to replay at a later time, just allows you to keep going. And this will allow you to OTK if you get the board properly. So this is one of the reasons why 3 Traverse is needed in this format and in this deck. So that's why I like it a lot. Also, at the same time, if you want to just drop your opponent's hand, you can just by detaching a material. Don't ever forget about the second effect. I did at one point, but it didn't matter. Just wanted you guys to know as well. The final part of the effect is if there's anything in the graveyard, I get to add it back to the hand, but it's okay. Next one here, 1 Deltaros, because no really big focus. Traverse is the main one that you want to go to, so just use Deltaros throughout the whole way. It pops a card on the field, and you can swing it for 25. Plus, if it's sent to the graveyard at any time, you'll be able to special summon one of the Satellar Knights in the graveyard back to the field, so it's another Call the Haunted or another back to the front. So this is really good when you're linking it away, and you still get the response for the effect. 1 Daigusto Emerald, because you get the draw, put 3 back and draw 1, so you don't run out of resource. Remember, you only have 14 monsters, so putting 3 back is a very good capitalization, and you can still at least get a +1 out of it. We're going to go with Stellar Knight Stellar Diamond. This card is really good against big monsters like Grismek or the Orochi card that banishes 8. I stopped it just by detaching a material. He couldn't respond anymore that turn, so he lost his ability to special summon the Orochi. Even though he got his +8 off of it, which is cost, he still didn't summon it, which is how I got out of the duel in the Grand Maju in the first game. So this is really, really good also. You can only respond by Xyz summoning it during the main phase 2, so that's why you want to focus really big on how you play that turn. 1 Type Thief Redoer. During the standby phase, take a card that just basically, if it capitalizes for them, it's now yours, and you can still respond using the effect if it's a different card type. Just remember to detach all 3 and be able to use one of the main effects here. So I think this is really good as well. 1 Bujinti Tsukiyomi, which is the good for the +2 if you only have 1 card in the hand. It is a +1 when you draw off of it since you dropped your hand, but it's okay. You don't really need all the cards in your hand. You just need to be able to establish a back row board. So that's why I think it's wonderful. The next one here is number 41 Baguska. Putting it in defense, they shut down for 2 turns. Kind of like having an early Mystic Mind if you don't get it. So this is also a good play in a sense. I actually OTK'd using it in attack mode, but that's a different story. You just want to focus on the defense, especially to stall them out if they're making major plays. And then 1 main card I did run with the sideboard, 1 Ultimate Falcon. The Ultimate Falcon basically is if they were to destroy my back row or try to do something like Light Stage, immediately I get this because it's a good monster that they can't run over and they have no way to overpower it. They may do now with Corobane, but I haven't seen any Corobanes in that duel. Who knows what will happen in the future. But I think still Ultimate Falcon, unaffected by everything, still a good card. 3,500 powerhouse, very good boss monster. Going into the links, if you ever decide to link, which I did a few times, the Nightmare Core, Phoenix, Cerberus, and Unicorn, I was able to at least do 1 of the 3, or even at least all of the 3 at least 1 time in a duel, but it was really good to at least manipulate board and still be able to keep only the 1 monster that I needed. The next thing here that we also used was Beat Cop because it points down and I can still make another play if I have enough monsters on board. All I needed was 2 monsters anyway. And then last but not least, Hippo Shinnigan. Good for lights, as all of my tellers are, and I get a 500 power boost. So this is where it's always really good to consider this. And when it's sent to the graveyard, I can get a light to add to my hand, which is continuous Satellar Knight plays. But that's it for the main deck and the extra deck, guys. Please comment, like, subscribe on our channel. We definitely appreciate your time and your patience. Again, give us any feedback for any deck profiles in the future if you want us to see run it. And again, thank you guys for watching. Peace.